Labour Party has never had opportunity to be in government. But the little government they are running it upside down. And what is that government? It's the Labour Party. That's the government on its own.
What do you mean?
Yes.
They are not in power.
No, well, you're not getting me. The Labour Party is a government on its own. You see, when you want to exhibit your leadership qualities, you start from the known to the unknown. And for us, we know Labour Party. And for the better part of the last 1 year, they have been in crisis, causing distraction to even government. There have been cases of burglary into their office. There have been cases of beating up people in court. There have been cases of one statements, counter statements, and all of that. I know how many times he has refuted quite a number of statements credited to Peter Obi and all of that. You see, when your platform, the vehicle upon which you anchored your leadership emanations, is unable to enjoy some level of stability, then how much more will you want to talk about a bigger country like Nigeria with over 200 million people? And so if you are not able to manage internal dissensions, internal crises within your party, do you actually have the morality to even interrogate another and say that pick the specks in your eyes because you are not doing well? I expect Labour to be like a novel political party that is, that will be a far cry from the platforms that we have, the PDP, the APC, and all of that, so that Nigeria will begin to say, come, wait a minute, this party is quite well run, well organized. So if this man had gotten the presidency, this is what he would have done to Nigeria. Then from that perspective, you'll be making some sense to me. But your party is, if you ask me, I don't even know whether they have executives. Because there are court cases, there are litigations, there are verdicts, there are judgments, there are orders, injunctions, and all of that. So, you see, Nigerians, we should pick interest in the little things. The little things will grow up to become bigger things.
But don't let us get away from the issue.
I'm not getting away
It's
from
about
the issue.
the APC government, the party you belong, that promised renewed hope to Nigerians.
I am telling you.
Has your party delivered in whatsoever manner?
I am telling you that, to a large extent, I, Kasim Afegbua, am comfortable with what President Bola Tinubu has done thus far. It may not have been an El Dorado. It may not have been the kind of things we want to see. But 1 year is not enough for quite a number of things to get to that level of maturity and for us to begin to reap the benefit. But I'll quickly tell you, there is so much attention on the federal government. I would want the media to also, beam its searchlight on the state government and by extension the local government. You see, from subsidy removal, for the first time, federal allocation has risen to more than 1 trillion every month that they share. 1.2 trillion, 1.250 trillion, 150 trillion, and thereabout. That means more money for the states. And what are these state governors doing with this kind of more money? So I expect that there should be a further interrogation of the state government so that we begin to get value for money that the federal government is sharing to them as a consequence of increased revenue allocation, and as a consequence of the fact that since the removal of subsidy, we are making progress. But why I'm bringing the dimension of UNISAT into it and the Labour Party is the fact that you have to first of all search yourself and ask yourself, do I really have the morality to even interrogate people when in my little home I can't put it in order? That's my question.
So, yeah, I'd like you to respond to
Well, we are not discussing about the Labour Party here.
We're talking about Nigeria.
No, we're talking about Nigeria.
Yes, our Labour Party is part of Nigeria.
But also, because I'd like you to respond to him, but the question is that it will come to equity.
Must
come with clients.
Correct.
But does
Correct.
the Labour Party have what it takes to challenge when he has accused your party of disorderliness?
Yes,
that your party has not been able to put itself
it's
together.
Not new in the political setting. If you are to choreograph the barrage of problem that was bedeviling the APC in their own political party, you will have said that, okay, what is happening in the Labour Party is just a child's play. We have their chairman already giving a name, Gandola. So are you now saying that probably those particular accusations on even the chairman of the APC himself is another issue entirely? Because that is the head of the political party. So that actually also depicts the kind of nature of the people that you find in their government.
So it's not only your party that is in disarray.
It's not.
So they are also sharing.
They have a fantastic issue, because already the issue of corruption has already been labeled on that particular political party.
So as your party is battling with corruption, the APC too is also battling corruption.
And in the case of the political party, Labour Party, it's very clear that the presidential candidate has disassociated himself very cleanly from what is happening within the Labour Party. And he has made concerted effort in turning. This is a man who has called for auditing of the account of the Labour Party. No political party has been able to do that. He has been able to also present to the public account of every kobo that was given to him during the campaigning. So that clearly distinguishes him from the Labour Party issue, even though he belongs to the Labour Party. But he's trying as much as possible to lay foundation into correcting some of the ills and the mistake that's already been embedded in the Labour Party. This is very clear. So there's no... I
saw your statement today denying that Peter Obi did not collect money from Aburi.
Because now the question is that let their own president come out and deny some of the allegations that they begin. You cannot have them, and these are facts. You have to have somebody who is clear, open, to say ABC is given to me, and I have accounted for it accordingly. If you have the particular guts and determination, and you want to clean yourself from your record, it's very clear. Peter Obi has been even to distinct himself even from his public and private life. So if you have such a person, even in the presidency, they should come out and deny them some of the allegations. Here we are. We have a government who is trying to build a coastal road. Kasim is from Benin, Edo State. Ask him, he cannot move from here to Benin. Why? He cannot, because the road is bad. Terribly bad.
I just came back last week.
But you didn't come by road.
Those roads are terribly bad.
From Abuja to...
Yes, I lost my mother-in-law. I went for burial.
Okay, because these are facts. Now you're spending 3 trillions of naira on the road that we don't actually need, even though it may sound good, but we don't need it at the moment now. I can't travel from here to Kaduna safely without being afraid of bandits or the road is not clear. Up to now, if you go to Kaduna, you cannot find the road clear, and you are spending trillions of naira on that. From Funtua, you cannot. And this is the same government also trying to build parking space in the university for 10 billion naira. How can you explain to me if there's no kind of misuse of resources belong to the Nigerian
people? In your own estimation, you think that this government does not have a focus?
At all, they don't have a particular focus.
Even with the new renewed hope agenda.
Where is the hope? Because that means that the previous hope was not actualized.
Kasim Afegbua just said that in his own estimation, this government has done well. And I'd like him to substantiate.
It's amazing. That's why I mentioned the Benin Expressway.
I'd like him to substantiate, because, Mr. Afegbua, your party, before this government, before it came into power, petrol price was 238 naira per liter. But presently now, you know what? How much fuel price is about 700 naira. Diesel price was about 844 naira. At the moment, it's 1,415. You look at the food inflation. Before, when your party came, this government came into power, 24%. That was the food inflation. It's doubled. It's about 40% now. You look at inflation rate itself, it's 33% from 22% 1 year ago. 1 year ago, our foreign reserves was $35 billion, but it's now depleted by $3 billion to $32 billion now. Exchange rate, $1 to 461 naira. It's now 1,479 naira. And I can go on and on and on and on. And you say you are satisfied. Should I go to the price of commodities, Mr. Afegbua?
No,
it doesn't look like you are in the same market with the average Nigerian. You're a bourgeois, I guess, or you're an elite.
No, it's not about being a bourgeois. Let's begin to interrogate issues very seriously. I don't want Tanko Yunusa, who does not travel by road, to just run commentaries that are uninformed in terms of the actuality of what obtains. You are mentioning from here to Kaduna and all that. My wife traveled today to Kaduna and she arrived at Zaria safely. There was no crisis. I've not had incidences on that road in the last 6 months. If you have had, please tell me the date and time and all of that. From Kaduna to Kano is a smooth road. Smooth that you can drive as fast as you want to drive. You see, you may not have gotten all your infrastructural infrastructural renewal. You may not have gotten it perfectly, but there are quite a number of progress that have been made.